What's up, everyone? Welcome to Plays of the Day. This is the third stream I'm running right now, and let's get right into it because markets were actually at the limit down numbers. I'm currently looking for a short if we break this low of day VWAP. I did try a short right here. So basically, I had a short earlier. I'm up on the day, switched accounts, tried this short just because I'm like, I want to be in on this action. If we're gonna limit down today, I want to be in a trade for that and experience this. This is I'm going into my second year of fully trading only ES. So I look at NASDAQ, I look at NVIDIA. Those are very important markets for us to be watching as, US indice traders. However, I only execute positions on ES, and that is what I watch primarily. So basically, this is a break for new high, low of day, retest of the New York VWAP. And then if this low of day VWAP breaks, I definitely want to be in. I'm going to wait for just some additional confirmation as we walk through the trade if it presents. But I could also see this going higher. So just a quick tweet to point out. And yeah, so this is I tried that trade down, and then this one I'm up on the other accounts. I'm up $600. So it's still positive on the day. I really just wanted to be in a short if this thing tanked. So let's see. There's a tweet I want to talk about from Pax because this is really interesting. Like yesterday we made history. Today we're making history, and I'm actually just going to keep it on the side here so I can see what's going on. We'll go on this side. Yeah, because I just want to see if this breaks the low of day VWAP here. But so NQ and RTY were very close to limit down. Don't get long against the limit down because when we go down, if anyone doesn't know about a limit down day, let's say you're trying to go long and your stop loss is right here. And then we get to this level and then we limit down. So now we're under the stop loss level when we open back up. The limit lasts for 5 minutes when we reach negative 7% on stock. So this would be basically on NQ. This is where that negative 7% is. And let's say if your stop is here, the limit down happens, then price opens up below your limit down. Now your stop is floating here and you don't have a stop loss anymore. You're just net negative, and it's only going to keep dropping, in all likelihood. So be very careful going long in this environment right now. However, I do still think later in the day, because right now it's 10 o'clock West Coast time, 1 o'clock East Coast time. We have seen some really wild intraday reversals recently. So I would not be surprised. Honestly, I would not be surprised if this came and was able to even rally back up to 5,400. Like, that would not be a surprise to me. We are right around a 50% retracement from yesterday's move. If we use the fib and just draw what that 50% is, yep, 50% retracement. We could hold above that. Not that I'm a fib trader, but I know that is an important level. So I'm keeping NQ on the 5 minute just to see what's going on. Yes, it's looking good for sure. I know it's like, how can you not want to jump in a short here? I didn't want to get in at the New York VWAP because I tried earlier from previous day VWAP. And now I'm like, as it comes down, yeah, this might be a good place. This might be a good place. I'm gonna give it just a second here. I'm not gonna rush into any trades, especially since I'm already down a little bit on the account that I do want to trade. But I mean, this is a beautiful setup, and well, we'll see what happens. But the interesting thing about this limit down is I have no idea what happened, but the NQ traded through its first 7% limit down. NQ did trade technically to the limit down level. I'm just waiting here. That's like it's right on it. It's not breaking it. That's a hold for me. So we're gonna be patient. So here's what happened. NQ traded through its 7% limit because CME chose not to lock the limit because ES did not get there. Just to be like a part of it. All right, I'm in. This is history right here. I'm gonna put the stop up here. Let's see what happens. This is we're trading through some history right now. 52, 20, 25 is my entry. And I have literally just a random stop loss. Actually, I'm gonna buy one back because there's volatility right now and put the stop loss up here. So this is not, yeah, let's just see what happens here. We're just gonna chill. I do want to tighten this stop because I wasn't totally ready to risk 500 on this. I'm gonna go. So previous day VWAP is at 52.46. So I'm gonna go right at 52.46. Yeah, we're gonna go right above these candle. Yeah, right above previous day VWAP. We're gonna go with the stop above previous day VWAP. Let's see what happens. I'm just happy to be. I'm just excited for this learning opportunity and to be able to trade through this volatility and through this historic moment. So we are down. We are up actually on the VIX 50%, which is that's a wild number. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna put my stop at lows, and let's see if we can get back down to low day. A tip, I personally never like using the low candle wick as the stop as the take profit. I personally like using the candle bodies as I find they get hit more frequently. We're continuing to sell off here. Let's see. Let's see. So I'm trading on the top one accounts right now. I'm going to pull this to this side. I'm trading on top one accounts. You can use the discount code Thomas for 50% off, and you'll be entered into the giveaway that I'm choosing winners tomorrow. There's 5 different accounts to be given away. You have a very high likelihood of getting chosen. I'm going to lock this stop here above this wick. And let's see if we do get a deeper pullback. I will always be able to get back in. And I did realize a very small amount already. So trading with top one, it's great because we're on Project X and I'm trading 150K straight to sim funded accounts. And for anyone that doesn't know, with top one, you just have a 20% consistency rule. So that means in the minimum, I'm going to use the 150K account as an example. The minimum payout on a 150K is $3,000 or 2% of the account. You need to have a 2% or 20% consistency to get to that payout. So now that this candle is printing lower, I'm going to trail the stop into profit here. I'm going risk-free, guys. Anyone who's in this trade with this volatility, we don't know what's going to happen. And I do want to be a risk manager first, as we never want to gamble. And, yeah, gambling is just not a good idea. So I'm thinking about taking one more here. I'll take one more there. Locked in. Let's see if we can get back down to the lows of the day. But yeah, so basically with this consistency rule, if you make 3K following the consistency rule, so no more than like $700 a day, you can withdraw the whole entire account. So top one is changing the future space because we no longer are only allowed to do a 50% withdrawal. Here's a question about them. On the top one accounts, what are elite challenges with a monthly payment? Is it instant funding but on a monthly subscription? So the elite accounts, I do believe I'm correct when I say this. We can actually pull up. I'll actually pull it up right now, but I'm pretty sure the elite accounts are you pass a challenge and then you get access to the account with no activation fee. So the one-step elite challenges. So if you buy a 50K account, it's going to be $49 a month. So the same as Top Step. Let's see, we are still in this trade, guys. It's going to be $49 a month. You have to make 3K with a max drawdown of 2K. You can trade 5 minis. You only need 1 day to pass. So you don't need to do two. Like Top Step has a 50% consistency rule where you can only make half the trade. Oh, okay. So that's the other account. Let's see. We're in a trade right here. Still in this, guys. Still in this trade. Let's trail it, or we'll just leave it right there. I'm just thinking about this trade, but we're just going to keep it running. So once you pass it in one day, you pay an activation fee of $149. Okay, so there is an activation fee. Basically, $200 all said and done. But if you skip the challenge, then it's just $300. You pay a little bit more money. But also, you can use, oh, this is with the launch code. Yeah, so these are the discounts with, once you use my code, or once you use my code, that's the final discount. So we might get tapped out here, which is okay. We're risk free on the trade for a reason. Yep. So that was a $250 trade. Very happy with that. I'm just glad to be trading and getting this experience in the market right now. So just real quick, just to finish up on this, they're great accounts because you withdraw the whole entire thing. That's the biggest difference. And then you get a 25% consistency rule instead of a 20% consistency rule. So let's see what's going on here. Is anyone actively trading? Hit in the live chat if you're in a trade. You can always, if you're on TradingView, you can just like copy the link and take a screenshot, and then we'll pull up your trades or anything, get feedback. If there's any topics or anything interesting you want me to cover, also use the live chat for that. These markets are crazy. Okay, so back to the PAX quote, because this is where we finished. The limit down did not happen because ES didn't get there. PAX has traded limit down multiple times in his life, but it's never happened like this where they just chose not to have limit down. Honestly, I think this is probably going to have another push lower. I just trailed that stop too tight, but that's all right. I would rather get something off of it than get a break even. One of the biggest things for my trading has been not locking the stop. I think, or at least if you are going to lock the stop, make sure you take something off, because I find that, like, so many times the trade moves in your favor. You take one or two contracts off, you lock the stop, and then it goes back to your target, or you're back to your entry. You get a break even, and then now you're stuck with like a $60 P&L or something. So that's why I made sure to take contracts off in profit and not just try and push for the whole thing. So now this is coming back. I mean, obviously, you can't be long in this right now. Yeah, Samuel was in a short. He's out. You can open it and withdraw the whole thing. Almost. It's like if you really only need one good week of trading. What's cool about the accounts is because the difference between Top One and Tradeify is that Top One has a Project X, so they can do copy trading with the straight to sim funded accounts, which I don't believe any other major firm with a reputation is doing that yet. And then secondly, there's no 10 days of trading needed. It's only a 5-day consistency rule. So in theory, you can have one good week of trading, just one good week, and then you're there. You're already at the payout threshold. So they actually are initiating their first payouts today. I think they have 2,000 payouts to initiate, so that's really cool for them. And I hope all that goes smooth. Also, if you get access to a Top One account, you have access to the Top One Futures Academy, where myself, along with Austin Silver, Strong Trader, Zach Boyajian, are all on the Top One Academy, teaching their own strategies. So great trade. I joined when you had already opened the trade, didn't want to chase it. Does your discount code spill over into the next monthly payments, or is it just the first payment? I believe the discount code it spills over into the next monthly payments. You lock in that discount initially from offer. And something I would say, it obviously depends on your own financial, wherever you are at financially. But me personally, I try and spend less than a month in the evals. I set up my risk in such a way where it's basically impossible for me to go through the whole month without either passing or failing it, because I find I don't want to waste time in challenges. I don't want to waste time sim trading because I could trade sim on my own. I can open a paper trading account and, do that on my own, but ideally I want to be trading, a funded challenge or a live account. And I do trade my live account as well, but right now it's not a large enough balance where I normally trade 1 to 2 micros in my live account, sometimes 3 depending on the day, but like I can't this volatility, I can't with 1 micro. It's too much risk for my account balance. So that's just me being a risk manager. So I'm switching over to the props right now. But yeah, now we're coming down again. Interestingly enough, this could be another sell signal. VIX is at 55%, Nvidia's tanking. Like this could be the sell signal too low of day if that's how I would trade this, with a stop at 52.11 and then entering at 51.85 area, because we're breaking for a new swing low where, I mean, everything is just insanely red. How much is a 50K account? A 50K account, let me just pull it up one more time. I believe it's $50 a month. Yeah, so it's $50 a month. So 50K elite challenge account is $50 a month with a $150 activation fee. So the same exact thing as Top Step. So basically you're in for $200. And then the instant sim funded is $300 after you use the discount Thomas. You have to use a discount code to get this. And then I can also send you this link. I'll put the link in the live chat that you guys can use to go to the website where you can check out. Yep. So this would have been for markup sake. I always do a DRC. So a DRC for me looks like this, where I have my pre-trading routine, the news, whatever news is important. Like today we had CPI and then the 10-year bond auction, and then I make a game plan. So I know it's like I want to be watching the charts, but I also want to go over this. So while that pulls back for a second, we'll go over the game. We'll go over the game plan later, just so you guys can. Because I'll go over my first trade. So then, this is my pre-trading routine. Then I just have the trades. So trade 1, 2, 3, 4. I always put these in after I'm done with like the session, and then I do markups, lessons, and end of day recap. Just end of day recap stuff, whatever's on my mind, and then 3 things I did well, 3 things I could do better, and and 1 thing to work on. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, we'll be done with top 1 for a moment here. I'll leave this up just in case anyone else has any other questions, but basically just to leave it off, if you have a strategy that you feel confident in, I would highly recommend just going for the instant sim funded. If you're still a newer trader, I would there's no better way to practice trading than with $30 a month. It's a beautiful way to get your feet in the water, feel the reality of, you having your money on the line, but also knowing that it's not that big of a deal because it's only $30. So on the 50K account, if I blow it, would it reset a month later at the same price, or do I have to put a coupon discount? So if you blow it, it'll reset. You can actually pay a cheaper fee for the reset. So you pay $49 a month. If you blow it within the same month, you can pay $39 to reset the challenge. And then to answer your question, if you don't reset it and you roll it over to the next month, it's going to stay at that $49 a month. So it will roll over at the same price that you paid originally. So we're getting some pullback now. This trade idea, this is like a very micro scalp idea. I don't have a good playbook for this. This is just kind of me just shooting the shit with it, but that would have been a loss. So I'll take that. Yes, sounds good. Yeah, definitely. They're the only firm I'm trading with at the moment. I don't trade with Top Step and I don't trade with Tradeify. I trade a live account of my own money, and then I trade prop with Top One. I actually got to meet both the CEOs, the CEO and founder Matt Morris and Clay Hodges, in Dallas at the ASFX Tampa boot camp, or no, Dallas boot camp, because we got the Tampa boot camp coming up at the end of this month. Unfortunately, we are sold out of tickets there. but there will definitely be more in the future. I was really honestly, guys, I was really hoping to trade through a limit down day and see what that looks like, because one of my mentors, David Capablanca, he's a small cap penny stock trader, and he trades through limit moves all the time. There's always limit moves in that market. And I mean, he's short stock, so it's totally different from what we're doing on the futures market. But like the limits, it just always looks like a fun time to trade, and the volatility just gets so crazy. So, that's interesting. But if you guys are in the live chat, are you on YouTube or X? And then how'd you guys find Austin? So I'm running these streams as just like I love providing value to the community, talking about trading. This kind of stuff is so interesting to me. So I'm just running this on my own, but we also run streams on ASFX TV every morning, and it's a great way to learn, especially if you're new to trading with VWAP. VWAP is these lines that you see on the chart. I pretty much exclusively trade with VWAP, and I'll show you how I used it today to find my first trade, because I showed you guys at the beginning of the stream. I um I had the $1,200 trade this morning on the other accounts, and I'm gonna pull that up right now. So I anchored a VWAP to the tariff news yesterday. As soon as we got that 200-point candle, VWAP anchor goes on there. Now that is showing us from this very specific moment in time who is in control, buyers or sellers. So coming into the morning today, my game plan, as I wrote on my game plan, tariff VWAP will dictate my bias today, using previous day VWAP as the last line in the sand before sellers are back in control. Could be a short-term scalp to the 5,300 level at the open. Today could go either way, but I am prepared for the volatility. We have a high VWAP on, and that will be the entry if we wanted to go long. So the entry to go long, which I've deleted now because it's just too many lines on the screen, is clutter, but would be this VWAP if we broke above it, which we did not at all today. So we held under this tariff VWAP all morning. And when we go on the 1-minute chart, you'll see my exact entry. Actually, I'll show you. You can't see it, but I entered mid candle on this pin, which actually I ended up almost getting taken out. But and real quick, Orange fan, the 20% drawdown, do you mean the 20% consistency rule? Because the 20% drawdown, I don't know if it's not a 20% drawdown. It's more like a 6% drawdown on the account, but with a 20% consistency rule. Just clarify if that's what you're talking about, because I can cover either or. But getting back to the trade this morning, here was the trade, and here's the markup with all the notes, and then I'll walk us through it right now. So you can see this is what it looked like, and this was my take profit, and then this was my entry. And again, this is like a really good lesson here of why we don't enter trades mid candle, because I entered mid candle. This was my stop loss. I damn near got stopped out in the same candle I entered on. This happened in like 30 seconds, this flip. So that was really, really gross. And then ended up coming down, and I made my take profit right here at this candle. I started to trail the stop in here and got stopped out as it came back up. So that was a really nice trade. And all it's using is these red stocks. When I see everything as a sea of red, I don't go long. VIX, when it's above 5%, it is immediately a no long trade. Like I do not trade with the VIX above, or I do not trade long with the VIX above 5%. So that was the trade this morning. And then I missed this move because I was just looking for a deeper pullback. I was looking for some kind of pullback. This was a really good entry here as we start to make little lows and then a new low of day. That was definitely a great entry on the sell side. But so going to the consistency rule. Okay, yeah, 20% consistency rule. We're going to watch this. I think buyers might be able to step back in today. As I keep watching this, it felt like buyers might step back in here. especially on this candle. And now I don't know. So we'll see. Anybody who's in a short, maybe it's a good time to either to flatten those positions or just make a game plan for if the longs do step back in. So what the consistency rule is, I don't know where the thing is, but let's do it like this. We'll do it like this. We'll do it in a text box. So I'm going to do it very simply. You can literally make $3,000 in the account and withdraw the whole entire $3,000. No other prop firm is doing this. None. So $3,000 is the profit target on a 150K account. And what I'm going to do is do 3,000 divided by 5. So it's $600. 3,000 divided by 5 is $600. And what that's the reason I did 5 is because 20% or 100 divided by 20 is 5. That's the 20% thing. So if you make $600 a day for 5 days in a row, you made $3,000, and you can withdraw the whole entire profit of that account. And the reason you can is because the only rule for payouts with Top One is that you have a 20% consistency. The minimum payout on a 150K account is 3,000, and the max payout is 5,000. Okay, on a 100K account, so honestly, it applies the same to the 100K accounts. You can, I don't know what the minimum payout. Let me just pull this onto the side real quick and look for something. Actually, I don't know where that's going to be anymore. I don't know what the minimum payout on Top One futures. Let's see if they have where they're. Yeah, there's me in the Top One Academy. Entries and exits. What's the minimum payout requirement? The minimum payout requirement is a 2% profit. Oh, okay. So 2% profit from the starting balance, 100K, 2% profit on 100K is 2,000. So then 2,000 divided by 5 is 400. So you need to make $400 a day for 5 days, and then you can withdraw the full 2K. Excuse me. Now, so if you have a huge day, so you can have a huge day and it's okay. Well, let's say you make $800 in a day. Now, per the consistency rule, this is the easiest way to calculate consistency rule. Take your biggest day and multiply that by 5. So 800 times 5 is 4,000. Now, according to the consistency rule, you would need to make $4,000 before being able to take a payout. Does that make sense? So with the minimum, you just take the minimum profit target and divide that by 5. Or you take your largest green day and multiply that by 5, and then that equals the total amount of profit you need to make before being eligible to take a payout. So this is kind of the turning point here. We made a new high here, breaking this bearish structure. We're making a higher low, but also a lower high. So if this comes back down, it's another valid opportunity to enter short for me on the break of the low of day VWAP. And you could also use this swing low VWAP, which is another fun one. And that would be another way to find that entry short. Yeah, it's easy. Top One makes it easy. I wonder if it would be cool if they had like something in their performance stats where you could, see I barely trade this account, so there's not really any data on here. This is only my second day trading it, but yeah, as you can see, it's only my second day. I think we do. Yeah, so Austin, I'm just looking in the Black Shirt Club Discord, because so if you join ASPEX TV, you also get access to the VIP Discord where I'll show you guys. This is the Black Shirt Club Discord where we get access to Austin, Evan, the coaches. So we're just talking about what's going on in the market today. And then if you join ASFX TV, you can use the code TK and get 50% off your first month. So it comes out to $50 a month, and then you get access to all of the Discord chat. So we have a general chat where everyone starts talking, and then we have a member chat where this is more like the daily trade floor. And anybody who's doing trades in the morning, this chat's very active for anybody in London as well. Bruce and Murray are on there. Murray is a great ASFX trader. He's been with us for about 5 years, and he just took like over 10K in payouts. So that's really, really awesome for Murray. ASFX is always booming. So be sure to join the live streams because we call out these trades every single morning live. Yeah, Orange Fan, just joined them last year. Great group, tons of videos, great information, live trades daily, very good group. Yeah, I love being a part of ASFX. I joined ASFX back in, oh, I don't know what this VWAP looks weird. I joined ASFX back in 2023. Yeah. Back in like August of 2023. Then I went out to the London seminar and met Austin in December of 2023, joined the Black Shirt Club after that. And then I've been with ASFX ever since. I just went full-time trading this year. So, if that says anything, it's that to me speaks the world that I was able to become a full-time trader after joining ASFX. And also, just one more plug on ASFX TV, because it's you can get everything so this is what the ASFX TV platform looks like. I'll just send this link in the live chat for anyone who's interested, because you get access to Futures 101 and Futures 2.0, where we teach all of the strategies that we trade live. So it's a full comprehensive education. It's not a course. It is not a course at all. It is an education platform where you're going to be supported throughout your learning journey. And then every day, as you can see, there's live streams. Today the live stream ran for almost 4 hours from pre-market to all the way through. Followed you ever since I was in ASFX, like your style. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just found it so difficult to find good information on the internet. And when I found Austin, that was like the turning point for me of being able to know that I'm around people with proper information. And then, now my goal is just to share my journey and, share my own view of the market. We're all trading on opinions. We're all just trying to learn one of the hardest businesses. So, I just provide any resource I can. And quite frankly, it helps me as well. Doing these live streams, doing these reviews gives me a place to talk about things. And we are doing pre New York now. Austin and Evan are covering that almost every day on X. So we're doing the New York live streams on ASFX TV, and then we're doing all of the other live streams like this one, which is, I'm calling it Plays of the Day, where I'm reviewing what happened on ASFX TV. I'm going over what's in the current markets right now, because a lot of the times, like we'll use yesterday as a great example. There was basically two moves yesterday that I saw. Austin captured both of these on ASFX TV Live. This move after this big bullish candle, and then this move. So at the open, there were two great moves. You could have traded to the double break here as well, so that this would have been your third move. But then most of the time, it just kind of fizzles out. And then obviously this is a extra example, but then we get our move again in the afternoon. So that's why we're trying to run these streams where we have streams in the morning to capture the important moves at the market open. And then we let the afternoon shake out. And then whether it's choppy or doing something like right now, then we hop in and we have the afternoon stream. And I'm going to be trying to run these every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 1 o'clock East Coast time. That's what I've blocked off on my schedule, and I'm going to try and have these running throughout then. So does the consistency rule reset after a payout? Correct. The consistency rule does reset after a payout, but that is the same as with every firm. Every firm, after you take your payout, you're going to have to meet some next some next boundary or milestone before being able to take the next payout. And what's cool about top one is that you have the option to just take the whole account, literally take the whole account, and you paid $300. Yeah, you paid $300 for 100K, and you could take 2K out of it, or you pay 150, you pay 400 for a 150K account, and you could take 3K out of it immediately, and you can close the account. Or you can take make basically take the account up to like 5K and then withdraw a percentage of it and then keep trading it, hit the consistency rule again, because the consistency rule is only 5 days. It's not that long. And then take it out. Basically, after you take 3 payouts, you are eligible to be moved to live. They want to move traders to live. Top one wants to move traders to live because there I'll show you, like, or not I'll show you, but it's in their benefit as well, because with all this potential regulation coming, we do need accounts to be in live. So they have a very clear plan and path to live for anyone who takes 3 payouts on the same account. So you can basically decide whether you want to withdraw the whole account and kind of be in this in a cycle of blowing accounts after taking a payout, or you can focus on getting to live with them and then being able to scale up your capital because they have a really unique scaling plan. Or will it still count your biggest gain? No. Okay, so yeah, after you take the payout, that would reset, and then your biggest green day would not be considered anymore, and then it's gonna like reset from zero. Honestly, it's like I don't even think you're a degen for trading right now. I'm trading right now. I don't consider myself a degen. Like I would never say that. And even when I took this little trade earlier, I took a $400 loss, but I was like I was just wanted to be a part of this action. And like in my first 2 years trading, I wasn't a part of the 2022 crash. Of course, in my like retirement or something, I was, but not personally day trading. So I was just excited for the opportunity to participate. So yeah, it's like I had a trade this morning, and then I went and took a break. I went outside, had some coffee, got some fresh air. Then when I came back to the desk, got on a call with some people. I'm going to be potentially starting a podcast soon with some of the traders I trade with, and then now I'm coming back for the afternoon session, basically to try and find a second play. So I always find you're if you're trading for like if you're day trading for like 3-4 hours like constantly in a trade, that might be more degen behavior. I don't know what your trading strategy looks like, but having good breaks in place and everything is a great way to get like a mental reset, because it's so easy after taking one trade, whether you're green or red, to be like locked in on this zone where now you're like hyper focused on finding another trade or getting back that P&L or getting a larger P&L because you didn't make a big enough P&L on your first trade. So for me, taking a break and doing something that stimulates a small amount of dopamine, like I have these like vitamin gummies in the morning. I have a sweet tooth, and I love taking vitamin gummies, like just one of them throughout the day or before I trade, so that I get that dopamine already stimulated in my head. And now I'm not looking to trade for dopamine, and I'm just trying to trade for the business because I'm already, these small little things. We're still human at the end of the day. So we have to reward our like system. And like the trade I had this morning, it was a beautiful trade. I managed it really, really well. So I rewarded myself by taking a break, having a nice coffee, and then getting back to the desk and then getting back in the zone after. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I know. So yeah, trading the euro now. What are you trading on the euro? Are you trading the futures? Because what is it? It's euro futures. I used to trade EU. Oh, 6 EU. Yeah, this is what it is. And man, that's a pretty nice trend today. Can't lie. Yeah, 6E. Yeah, it's a pretty nice trending asset. I actually built a pretty decent strategy for the currencies using like an A2. We had an A2 system in ASFX where it was like a pullback to the 21 EMA, and then as it continues higher, you're like getting in on that action. It was a pretty cool system, and I tried to modify it for a 1 minute scalping strategy and didn't have much success. So then I just ended up sticking to just ES. But wow, look at it. So this is like one of the, let's see if this can sustain. I would be really interested to think this might break initial balance high today. We could potentially rally, especially with the strength buyers are showing, taking this New York VWAP like that. This is a very strong candle for me. We're breaking this wick. We're getting the highest candle closures of the day right now, or of like the afternoon session right now. So bulls might be back. They might be saying, we were bullish yesterday. We're still here. Like the tariff news didn't change overnight. Maybe people are realizing, there still are tariffs. There's still 10% retaliatory tariffs and whatnot, and it's not, just skies are green again. But hopefully buyers can step in and keep us going, because this is all for my retirement too. I don't want it to go down too much. So what are my trading hours? I see you're on the West Coast. Yeah, so this is my trading hours. Wake up 5 in the morning, shower, tea. I'm a big English breakfast tea guy, so tea every morning. And I do some yoga, just some stretches, like get the lymphatic system moving. And then I'm at the desk at 6:15. So 6:15 or 9:15 East Coast time. And I do my pre-market game plan that I showed you guys. If anyone didn't see it, just message in the chat and I'll bring it back up, and make my levels, make sure. Yeah, dude, I just moved out of Los Angeles. This is actually my second week out of Los Angeles. So I'm glad you're out too. That was after the fires and stuff, that was just a really tough place to live. And they were saying all the swimming pools in Beverly Hills, or not Beverly Hills, the Palisades in Malibu, none of them got cleaned out. So they're filled with mosquitoes now. There's like mosquito breeding in Los Angeles, which is it's just crazy and gross, and I don't know. But back to the trading hours. I have two sessions, right? There's a morning session, afternoon session. I trade from about 6. I'm at the desk at 6:15, and I'm generally at the desk until 8:30. So basically the first 2 hours of the open, I'm looking to get in my first set of trades. And generally, the first set of trades is what I showed you earlier, where I'm trading with using this opening range in the New York VWAP right at the open. Then I take a break. I let the midday lull come. I let the trend emerge. And more importantly, I let the initial balance break. Once the initial balance breaks, I come back for my second session. So normally I am done trading by 11:30 West Coast time. Or what is that? 2:30 East Coast time? That's like latest. Normally I'm not trading this late. I'm trading this late right now because I just want to be a part of this action. And this is just such a fun, cool time to trade. I don't know when this volatility is going to end, but it's cool. It's really cool. Tough that I can't trade my personal account and make real money like that. But that's why we have prop firms, because it's not always available for us. So yeah, basically trading hours are from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I'd say that 4 hour period. Less is more. I used to actually wake up to trade the London session. When I first started learning, I was trading EU, ECAD, GCAD, GU, and I was trading it at 2 in the morning. I literally went to bed at 7:30 the night before. I'd wake up at 2 in the morning, and I would trade from 2 to 6, and then I would go to work. So like, sometimes it's a real grind. But when I joined the Blackstar Club, Austin was like, "What are you doing, man? You can't be getting up that early. Like that just doesn't work for like humans. Like why are you like doing that to yourself?" So then I started trading ES, and then now this is my schedule. Basically, spending the first 4 hours of the day really focused on trading, and then spending the next 4 to 6 hours focused on making content and sharing my educational journey, because I am trying to grow my whole entire thing as a business. So Orange fan, I'm practicing a system with 1 micro on a combine. and almost no risk. Yeah, almost no risk in this environment. It's a little more, but $50 total. If I blows it, I'm trying to VWAP with the standard deviation on it. I like that. So are you trading high of day, low of day breaks, and New York bounces with the standard deviation bands as kind of like a once it gets out here, I'm not going to be trading anymore, or using those standard deviation bands as a reversal signal? Yeah, the numbers are nice. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see what's going on Twitter. See if anything's popping off. Kind of, it was like it felt like there was so much going on, and then it just started to slow. Trump buying chips. Let's see what Brian Shannon's saying. Great balance. Brian Shannon, if you don't follow him on Twitter, oh, for reversal. Okay. Very cool. I have done some work on the reversal. So is it is the reversal entry set up just when it touches the bands, or are you looking for a specific pattern once it touches the bands? Great bounce so far. Keep an eye on the VWAP from today's low. Failure later in the day could lead to a test of those circuit breakers. Okay, so this is exactly what Brian Shannon's saying. He's saying this low of day VWAP is going to be important for the rest of the day. If it fails, and when he says fails, he means breaks under it, not holds. If it fails, we could see limit down circuit breakers today. NQ is now back 5%. Yeah, Brian Shannon, he's a great follow on Twitter. 100-point moves, like you said. Yeah, just a lot of tariff news, different tariff news. Trump working with a lot of countries. Yeah. What was this? Okay. So as we get to this New York view up, this is the turning point here. If we did see longs in the afternoon, I would want this VIX to come way down again, because as it stays higher, it just indicates to me that there's definitely still more shorts to be had. So, I think I'm going to end it here. This was a great stream. I appreciate everyone's engagement in the live chat. This has been awesome. I hope I was able to share some value with you guys. As always, use code Thomas if you need any discounts on top one for prop challenges. If you're looking to join the ASFX team, use code TK for 50% off. Specific plays, you could Drysdale trading some great bits, great concept. Very cool. Yeah, session volume profiles. I like that as well for previous day POC. I'll have to talk a little bit more about how I use volume. I don't use it much because I have the volume weighted average price, but there is one setup I look for using the SVP. But yeah, I'm going to end it here, guys. Thanks so much for a great stream, and I'll catch you guys next time. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, next Tuesday.